Welcome back to Devil in a Small Town. In our last episode, we joined Detective Jack Bowen as they began the investigation into the disappearance of Julia Crawford in the quiet town of Goshen. In this episode, we venture into the past, where hidden secrets lie. Julia Crawford, a beloved figure in the community, was not without her share of secrets. As the investigation deepens, a new picture of her life emerges. One that is far from the idyllic image the town had of her. Whispers of her rocky marriage and the secrets within that were still unknown to most suddenly envelop the small town. Her best friend, a fellow teacher at the elementary school named Lily, reveals that Julia had experienced personal struggles and conflict which had never been disclosed to the community. She moved to Goshen from New York City. After a series of dramatic events, she decided to start over in a small town where no one knew her or her past. Yet, even what she did confide in Lily was still vague. One of the most intriguing revelations was her divorce, which had been carefully concealed from the prying eyes of Goshen. This divorce wasn't due to infidelity or slowly growing apart. There were much darker and mysterious circumstances involved. Questions swirling about her ex-husband only added to the complexity of this case. Detective Bowen wonders if this ex-husband from Julia's past might be the key to understanding her disappearance. The detective begins to uncover more about Julia's history, delving into the long-forgotten documents, dusty archives, and interviews with old acquaintances. The picture painted of Julia's past becomes increasingly complex and mysterious, with each revelation raising new questions. Could these hidden secrets be connected to Julia's disappearance? The people of Goshen are left to wonder if they ever truly knew the person they held dear. Rumors continue to buzz as parents in the town begin to question if their children were ever truly safe in her classroom. As the investigation continues to get clouded by the unknown, the small town of Goshen begins to grapple with the realization that they may have been living alongside a stranger all along. As the investigation into Julia's disappearance continues, a new lead emerges. It's a compelling story that seems to provide a breakthrough. Julia's home security camera caught a glimpse of a man in her backyard right before she was last seen. What no one in the town knew was that Julia had begun a secret relationship with another teacher at the school. They kept the relationship private to avoid any potential blowback at the school for dating a coworker. Detective Bowen stands at a podium in the town square to address the residents. He tells them that after reviewing Miss Crawford's home security cameras, they learned about a potentially suspicious individual in the area that night. He may have information about Julia's whereabouts. He explains that he had sent it to the county forensics lab and that their computer image enhancement revealed that the man in the shadows was a fellow teacher, Michael Roth. The town erupts with even more rumors as Mr. Roth is apprehended and interrogated. Bowen begins by asking Mr. Roth why he was sneaking around behind Miss Crawford's house that night she disappeared. Roth told the detective that Julia called him and was acting strangely, almost like she was scared. She sounded very panicked and said that if he didn't hear from her in the morning, something had happened. Concerned for her safety, he immediately went to her house, but since their relationship was a secret, he couldn't just knock on the front door. So, he went around to the back of the house to meet her. When he arrived, he tried to call her. As it started ringing on his phone, he heard her ringtone for him playing in the distance. He looked over and saw her phone laying on the ground on her back porch. He started to get worried and searched through the woods behind her house for about an hour before giving up. Once he returned to her house, the police were already there, and he panicked and ran home so they wouldn't question him and reveal the secret of their relationship to the entire town. As everyone knows, there's no such thing as a secret in Goshen. Michael Roth's account aligns with the timeline and raises suspicion. Many believe they finally found a clue to solving the mystery. Why did she call him instead of the police if she was scared? Why did she seem scared in the first place? Speculation runs wild while more questions than answers are provided by the investigation. But as the detective digs deeper into Roth's story, something starts to seem as if he's not telling the detectives everything he knows. Bowen thinks that something doesn't add up and wants to verify Roth's claims. It becomes evident that the Mr. Roth is not our suspect, but his testimony revealed some unusual leads. The camera footage had led the investigation down a false path, wasting precious time and resources. However, one piece of information that Mr. Roth had mentioned would soon have Detective Bowen's head spinning. He just didn't realize it yet. Meanwhile, the town begins to question the reliability of the sources and the integrity of the investigation. Detective Bowen and the team feel as if they are back to square one, realizing that solving this case will be far more challenging than anyone could have imagined. The big break they thought they had turned out to be nothing more than a concerned lover trying to rescue his companion. Or so it seemed. In the next episode, we'll explore the impact of Mr. Roth's testimony and how it further complicates the search for answers. Join us as we navigate the twists and turns of this gripping mystery. This is Devil in a Small Town.